something from my uh, book, something that I think you would use to benefit yourself, not just for the now, but also for the longevity. You don't get to where you want to be without fighting. So I had to instill that fighter mindset. And one of the first things I had to deal with was self-doubt. It had to deal with the self. And I had to irrigate everything that brought self-doubt. How do I do that? It starts with me first acknowledging, where am I now? Self-awareness is one of the first keys that I had to instill in myself. I do not know where your level of growth is, or with whatever that you are trying to take, wherever you're trying to take it. But one thing I do know, that you are gonna get to have days where you want to quit. I had to know my limits. I had to know what I was good at. What can I be able to do best at that current moment? And the ability that I had was to seep in information. I love teaching, I love education. And I think part of everything that I had encountered during my struggle, it also led me to the importance of routines and systems. Very important book, Atomic Habits, written by James Clear. I always recommend that book in previous seasons of the podcast, and I always still recommend it. I think I do read it about twice a year. I've read it once. I still need to read it again because I did read it in the first half of the year, but second quarter. And we have to keep on retaining the information because we want it to be fresh on our minds. When that information stays fresh on our minds, it's opportunity for us to do our best. So with this book, it's not me taking it as a Bible or some sort, but it made me realize that there was no problem with me. There was a problem with the system and the habits that I had at the time. And I think my perspective towards goals started to change because of what I was faced with at that time. Fundamentally, you can't run away from. Can be your own enemy sometimes. You can derail yourself by lying to yourself instead of being honest that you are not as good as you think you are at a certain thing. And when you have dealt with that, I think you get to thrive as a human being. So I wanted to thrive.